So I know you didn't think you were gonna see me today, did you? Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Brilliancy, one that I did not think I was gonna make. My name is Travis, and y'all already know why we're here. We are here to talk about Married at First Sight, aka I'm too lazy to take time to get to know myself before I get out in this dating scene. Season 10, episode 1. So, at the end of last season, I said that I probably would not be reviewing this coming season, and that's because I was expecting a child. But we are now at January 2nd, and he's still not here. His due date was yesterday, and he was like, I ain't ready to deal with this world. I ain't coming out right now. So unless my wife goes into labor while I'm making this video, I can at least get this review up. So she's been scheduled to be induced on Monday, this coming Monday. So if anything changes between now and then, he'll be here. But for now, he'll be here Monday or Tuesday. So I figured, well, since he's not here, let me go ahead and watch this 5-hour-long episode, see what this season is talking about, and go ahead and make a review for my scatterbrains, because I know some of them really wanted to know how I feel about these couples and this show. So for y'all, I watched the first episode all the way. I didn't fast forward anything, but I did fast forward through the matchmaking special. But I watched the whole episode, and I'm going to give y'all as much of a review as I can. We already know like the first 1 or 2 episodes is usually the most boring, because that's like the prep and all of that kind of stuff. First of all, who told Lifetime that we wanted this show to start turning into like 90 Day Fiancé? Why are there 5 couples? I don't get it. When they moved up to 4, I told them, this is too many people. This is way too many people. And now they're at 5 couples. We have to get to know 10 people. 10 people? That's a lot of people to have to get to know. But so I'm gonna have to heavily rely on my notes. And as I say in all my reviews, I don't do play-by-plays. I kind of just go over things that I notice, talk about little funny things here and there, and then we just move on. You can, yeah, it is what it is. As always, I give my couples nicknames. It's so many people, I haven't even given each couple a nickname, just because it's that many people so far. So some of them probably will get nicknames as this video continues. And it's nasty and rainy outside. That's why I keep looking out the window, because I'm recording in the office right now. So what's different? So this season we're in Washington, D.C. We have the same experts, Dr. Cal, Dr. Viviana, and Dr. Pepper. I think they're all doctors. Dr. Cal? Pastor Cal, rather. Same experts, like I said. This is Dr. Pepper's 10th season. They opened the show, I just stopped the thought that I was having on purpose. They opened the show talking about back with America's most controversial experiment. I felt like it's not the most controversial experiment, it's the most unsuccessful experiment, because we don't have to go over every season the ratio of how many people stay married versus the number of people that don't. I don't understand why anybody at this point in their life signs up for this show. Like, how this show is continuing to go on, I really don't know. I would probably say it has more so to do with the people who just want to be on TV, because I think they're now in New Orleans filming right now for like season 11, and it's like, that's why I say this show really, I think for the most part, is not about people who really want to get married. It's about people who are just too lazy to do what they need to do to find somebody. It's not hard to meet people, and putting your trust in and having faith in these experts to find you somebody that's going to make a successful relationship is about equal to leaving your 16-year-old with R. Kelly thinking he gonna make her a star. Is that too soon? Anyway, I just don't see why you're putting your trust in them. It doesn't make sense. But let's start going through this. So this episode was introducing the couples again, because they were introduced in the matchmaking episode, and they showed the same footage again, but it's introducing them, them telling the families, and the bachelor and bachelorette parties. Pretty much that's what this episode was. So let's go over our couples and their names. So first, I'm not doing ages, I'm not doing jobs. That's too much stuff to remember. If you really want to know all of that stuff, you can go to Lifetime and look it up. So we have Brandon and Taylor. They will be known as Brayler for right now. Just some things that I pointed out for them on this episode was he was raised by women. His mom, aunts, maybe some cousins and sisters, I don't know. But he was raised by a bunch of women. He has no relationship with his dad, despite the fact that his dad lives in the DC area. He hasn't talked to him since he was like 13. Taylor is some kind of fancy pre-scientist or scientist at Johns Hopkins, which I believe is like a very reputable hospital. But the thing that I don't understand about Taylor is she says in her off time or at night she hosts parties and she does Uber and Lyft, and she said she does it to pay for the bus. So I'm like, well, whose car are you driving when you're doing Uber and Lyft? Or did you do Uber and Lyft after you stopped riding the bus? She says seeing the world is her number one hobby. And I'm like, going to the hairdresser needs to be your number one hobby, because we're going to go ahead and talk about it now. This show's been on for 10 seasons. These people had to have known what they were signing up for. And I think it's completely unacceptable for the wigs that were seen in this episode by the two people in the thumbnail. Taylor's wig looked terrible. And I don't feel like that's wrong for me to say that as a man, because I am bald, so I feel like everybody's fair game for me. But her wig was so bad. Like, I don't know a whole lot about wigs and weaves and all that kind of stuff, but I do know that I'm not supposed to be able to tell you have one on. I know that much. So I'm hoping that by the end of the season, Brandon, who will be her husband, pulls her to the side off camera and says, hey, you might want to take care of all of that, because it's lifting. We can see the texture difference. Like, it looked bad. Like, the whole episode, her hair looked bad. Like, did we ever see her with friends? No, we didn't see it. Maybe she don't have no friends. Maybe that's what it is, because she told her family, and at the bachelorette party, I don't know if they said any of them were her friends, so maybe that's the problem. Taylor don't have any friends. Because I was going to say maybe Mika, the other black girl, could pull her to the side, because Mika, for the majority of the episode, had the natural hair, and it was looking real nice. And then they switched to a confessional, and she had on that terrible wig where, like, the part color wasn't the same as her skin. And it's like, so I was going to say maybe she could pull her to the side, but she can't be trusted either, hair-wise. So hopefully, Taylor gets it together by the end of the thing. But I just trying to figure out, something about Taylor don't sit right with me. But we'll watch her and see what happens. As far as the episode is concerned, nothing really about the two of them really stands out. I mean, yeah, if I need to circle back to them, I will. So speaking of Mika is marrying Michael, and for now their name's gonna be Eminem. So that's their name. Up until I saw her with that wig on, I really didn't have anything negative to say about them two. They seem like kind of like the most regular of all the couples. Like, Michael and Mika seem like they're the most chill, the most cool. Probably be my favorite if I watched the whole season. Mika was named after her mama, whose name was Tamika. And then I looked at the mama. I was like, oh, she had her when she was young, because I mean, she just looked young. She looked like she could be her older sister. But the fact that she named her Mika and her name was Tamika, I was just like, well, hey, there's that. So Michael doesn't seem to look out for his friends and family as much. This is something to point out, because we all know that when you're doing a reality TV show, you can't have certain labels, certain logos that are not yours. If it's copywritten and it ain't yours, you really can't have it on TV without permission. So when they were at Michael's house, his sister's shirt was on inside out, obviously, because she probably had something on the shirt that couldn't be shown on TV. Cool, if that was the first time they were around the cameras, all right. But and Carmen wanted me to point out that one of his friends looks like Captain Heist from Mickey and the Roadster Racers. If you don't know who Captain Heist is, this is Captain Heist. I'm not gonna say which friend it is. You can figure it out on your own. But she said one of his friends looked like that. And I'm gonna leave that at that. I'm gonna move on. But one of the friends, when they were at the shop looking for tuxes, had his shirt on inside out, and bruh man's white deodorant patch stains was showing. I'm like, you knew you were going to Brandon didn't say, not Brandon, Michael, see, I'm messing names up already. Michael didn't say, hey, I'm filming to get my tux today. Make sure you wear something that can be shown on TV, and so you don't have your deodorant stains showing out. So that was just something else I noticed about them. Moving on, we have Mindy and Zach. For now, their name's probably going to be Mitch, M-I-C-K, unless I come up with something funnier or better. Their name will be Mitch for now. So he says he's been with beautiful women and women who are attractive, and he wants to be idolized for the way he treats his wife. And I think we all can agree that Zach is very into Zach. Zach seemed like he is very aware of what he looks like. He did a whole lot of this throughout the episode, a whole lot of throwing his hair to the side. So he's probably what a lot of people would probably consider like metrosexual, for like a guy who like really is like into his looks. He's into fitness and working it on out. But I think he probably will spend more time in the mirror than his wife. I just think that's what may happen. You know, you never know. And his wife, Mindy, is that his wife? Yes, Mindy. Which one was she? Oh, Mindy's been through a lot. So it was a real deep moment during the show. Mindy's sister died about a year ago, and then she said right after her sister's funeral, she found out she was pregnant, and then she had a miscarriage. So Mindy's been through a lot. Mindy is an ice skater. He's a fitness guy. She's an ice skater. So I was like, okay, well maybe, you know, they'll connect on fitness type stuff, because you got to be fit to ice skate for the most part. Something else for her is that her mom and dad do not support this process at all. As of the last episode, the only episode we've seen, they're not going to be at the wedding, but her big sister says that she will support. So, I mean, we'll have to watch Mindy and Zach. Mindy, she got turned at the bachelorette party. We can talk about that later. But Zach, I don't know. Something there too. We'll have to watch that. Next up, we have Katie and Derick. I hadn't given them a nickname, so for now, it just may be Carrick. I mean, you know. So he has never been in love. They're the young couple. I think they're like the youngest couple on the show, so maybe like 25, somewhere in there. He's never been in love, so why you would trust experts to find somebody for you when you've never really got out in the world and experienced love on your own just doesn't make any sense to me. But a lot of this show don't make sense to me, so you know it is what it is. But he's never been in love. That's what stands out for him. And for Katie, what stands out for her is that she has diabetes. I know that's not the way to say it. I don't need anybody trying to correct me in the comments. So because she has type 1 diabetes, she has to give herself insulin shots. And she says she's been experiencing this since like maybe 10 years old, I think is what she said. So her nickname was Miss Ready Right Now. They all had nicknames. Now, I don't know if that was new this season, or maybe somebody had been watching somebody's YouTube videos and was like, oh, we should give them nicknames. But you know, they all had nicknames this season, you know. But hers was Miss Ready Right Now because something I didn't know was that apparently when you have type 1 diabetes, getting pregnant may be harder to do later in life. So that's why she would much rather get all this started early just so she can experience having children, which, you know, I can understand that. So it's nothing, you know, I don't think that's a bad thought to have. However, for her ex is going to be an issue on this show. And if Lifetime plays their ratings card right, they're going to bring that ex on the show. If they want to play ratings, that ex is going to pop up in this season. Mic'd up and all. Y'all just watch my word. He is going to show up. So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, after Katie started this process, her ex found out that she was on the show. How would your ex find out that you were even applying to Married at First Sight unless he was told? Who was talking to him? If it wasn't you, was it one of your other friends that was talking to your ex? It's a problem. No matter who it is, whether it was you or whether it was one of your friends, it doesn't matter what you're doing. When somebody is an ex, they're an ex for a reason. They don't need to know what you're doing with your life, but either way, her ex has somehow magically found out that she's applied to Married at First Sight, and the day that she found out that she was matched, she said, I don't want you to do it. I love you. Let's work this out. And so now she's feeling conflicted because she's like, well, all I really wanted was commitment, and now he's saying he loves me. He's saying he loves you because he sees that he's about to lose you. That's kind of how it works. When people know that, you know, there's still a chance, they're not going to give you everything. They're not going to put all their apples in one basket. They're going to wait. But when you see that you're about to take that basket and get that basket to somebody else, oh, then they're ready to start spilling all their guts and everything. So that'll be a little bit of the interesting thing to see, you know, what happens with that. Because more than likely, she'll probably go through with the marriage, but this is going to come back up later on. And like I said, I think that ex is going to pop up as well. So moving on to the last couple. This last couple, have I gone through everybody else? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it's a shame I even have to count. We have Jessica and Austin. So for now, maybe just Justin, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. He looks like Napoleon Dynamite. He looks like the guy that played Napoleon Dynamite. And he did a whole lot of hair stuff too, except he two-handed it. He was doing this a whole lot. I just need y'all to put y'all's hair in a ponytail. Do a man bun so y'all can stop with all of that. She is an identical twin. And since her sister had gotten married, she kind of felt like she was replaced by the husband. So it kind of makes her want to, get married too, so she can start having kids, because the sister got married and has a little daughter. I don't have anything else that sticks out about them. I don't really feel like I know anything about Austin. He's the mama's boy. Yeah, Austin is the mama's boy. So his mom, was real heavily involved, I guess, in his life. And they talked about that, but I really was not paying attention because I zoned out so many times because this episode was so long. But he's the mama's boy, and that's all I got for now. Moving on. So the couples meet up. Well, not the couples, like the individuals, like the guys meet up and the girls meet up. Just kind of get to know each other. It's a bunch of whole small talk that is not important. There was a memo that was apparently sent for the girls to wear white. Ironically enough, only the white girls wore white. Mika and Taylor came in, whatever they came in. Taylor still had on her bad wig. And, they all just talk about experiences and same thing every year. Talk about how you feel, how's your family feel, all of that kind of stuff. And the guys mostly is about the same thing. Are you going to sleep with her on the first night? Zach, is that his name? Is Metro's name Zach? Yeah. Zach was saying he's never had a one-night stand, so he doesn't expect to have one that night. Nothing really stands out. And then we move on to the Bachelor and the Bachelorette parties. Not much happens outside. The girls, they had a really great time. They looked like they got lit for real. And Katie was up there doing something. I don't know what it was, but she was doing something. And they were all entertained. And then she later talked to the ladies about the fact that she had the whole ex issue. So, we'll see what happens. The most interesting thing we have going on into this season is Katie's ex and Taylor and Mika's wigs. That's the most interesting thing we have going on right now. I have not seen a preview for the season, so I don't really know what's to come. And at the end of the episode, they just showed a preview for next week, not like a coming this season on Married at First Sight. So if there's some things that I need to be looking forward to, I need y'all to leave it down in the comments so I know what to look forward to. Let me just check my notes real quick. The lap dances looked real, never mind. It made me uncomfortable, I'll just say that. Talked about the ex. Yeah, that's all I got for this season. That's all I got for this episode. So yeah, that's Married at First Sight Season 10, Episode 1. Like I said, I did not think I was going to be able to do this review, but, baby Carter is not here. So who knows, he should be here by next week's episode. So we'll see if I'm able to get a review done. That's why it's probably going to be important that you subscribe and click that little bell icon so you can be a part of the notification squad. That's what people say, right? That'll be the easiest way to know if I'm uploading a video or not regarding Married at First Sight. I do have 2 other videos that'll be uploaded probably within the next week. One of them is just a book follow-up, and the other is a pregnancy video. Just kind of going over everything and how it's been with Carmen and her pregnancy. So that's it. I hope you all had a very safe New Year's Eve, and I hope your new year has started off amazing. Mine has. And hopefully this video brought you joy, that you got to see my face talk about Married at First Sight. Because, I think I just love my videos. So, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode, what you're looking forward to. If there's something if you something you noticed that I did not mention, because, 2 hours is a very long time. It's a very long time. I don't know who voted for this. Who voted for 2 hours? I don't know, because it wasn't me. I put my ballot said 1 hour. I don't know about y'all, but mine said 1 hour. But let me get off of here so I can get back to doing some other things. Make sure you remember to rate, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And, go ahead and hit that little bell thing so you can be a part of the group who knows what's going on. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.